Hi, this is Simon Stevens from Empire Paintball, and I'm here to take you through the new Z2 Empire Prophecy. This is an all-new loader. It's got a lot of different features, a lot of developments and updates in its design. It has a new drive system inside, it has a new circuit board, it has a new, much smaller, lighter weight body shell design, it has a new feed neck design as well. It still uses the same lids as the old Prophecy, so it's completely compatible with the Empire speed feeds. And it comes together in a similar package, but there's a lot of refinements that I'm going to take you through. First off, on the back, we have a new back plate. We have a rubber coating over the buttons so that everything is protected from the elements a lot better than the original Prophecy. It's still simple. Turn it on, turn it off. The loader has the one on-off switch, and then it also has a back button and a forward button. Very simply, the back button works to turn the loader in reverse, to clear any jams or back off the tension on the stack, and the front loader works to make the loader go forwards. If it's stopped and you want to activate it, you can just push it to go forwards to do a drop test, make sure everything's working, or to put the balls into the gun. Now, this circuit board is an all-new design. It doesn't have any adjustability, it just turns on and it works automatically. There's actually an encoder sensor on the bottom of the drivetrain, and that encoder actually controls the speed of the loader. There's no risk of getting a slow loader or getting a fast loader. We completely automatically control the speed and make sure you always get the best consistency and the best performance. You'll notice when the loader's turned on, it keeps running. When it feeds paintballs, it would stop. Or if the loader's run empty and you want to stop it, you can just grab the rip drive wheel and stop the loader. The loader is sound activated, but it also uses sensors on the drive system to control it, to make sure that it's extremely gentle on fragile paint and that you get consistent feeding and reliable feeding. If the loader runs empty, it'll keep running until you reload. If you want to stop it, you can stop the loader, and then when you reload, the sound of reloading will actually make the loader feed into the paintball gun. What's different? The new body shell design. It's much smaller, much sleeker design. It'll still hold up to 200 paintballs. The front will actually come off, and notice now that the front comes off without part of the feed neck, so you can take the front off while it's on your gun. You can still get in to clean the loader by taking the front off, and you can still do the quick change system for the lids to make it work with a speed lid. Like so. Now, we've changed the body shells. The back plate, as I mentioned, has the rubber coating over the buttons. The body shells come off without the feed neck, and the feed neck is integrated into the drive system. The feed neck is one piece, extremely thick, very solid, radiused into the bottom of the backbone, and it's extremely strong. Much stronger than any feed neck we've ever put on a loader before. The body shells also have some significant changes. We no longer have the location that you have to line up on the side. It will automatically line up. And we also have a ridge shelf inside which automatically lines up the body shells when you put them together. You don't have the difficulty of making sure things line up. To line it up, you just have to make sure that that ridge goes inside between the two pieces on the drive system. And when it does that, it will automatically line everything up. Like so. You don't have to worry about an alignment on the side. You don't have to worry about an alignment anywhere else. The back of the body shells now have pins as well to make sure that it automatically lines up when you put the other body shell in. This one also has that ridge. Put it on the other side. Line up the pins on the back. And just snap it together, and it's all automatically lined up. Got to line up the top of the body shell. There you go. Makes it much easier to line up the body shells on the loader. Then you take your lid, put it into place, you put the back plate on, and the front body shell. So it's a lot easier to assemble the body shells than the previous versions of the Prophecy. Inside, we've made it easier to assemble as well. And the drive system is a lot simpler. You'll see now, when we take the floor off, the floor no longer has the ledge on the side. This means it can't have that ledge misaligned and come inside the drive system, causing any jams. The new anti-jam no longer has the holes or the porting, which means no dirt, debris or paint gets blown back up into the loader, and it locates more positively inside the drive system. The new drive system, all new design. Now this works in conjunction with the very advanced electronics, and it automatically makes sure that there's no jams. If it detects a jam in the loader, it will reverse, clear the jam, and then run forwards again. And by having individual ball pockets, we can be very accurate and very good at detecting jams and clearing them, even with dirty reballs. And we can also make sure that the feeding of the loader is much more reliable, much more consistent than with any other loader we've done before. I'll show you underneath the drive system. And just pop off the E-clip. Up comes the drive. Now we have the encoder type system under the drive that you recognize maybe from the LTD loaders, and that works with a sensor, and so that allows us to control the force and the speed of the drive very accurately and very reliably. We've actually changed the slide part of the loader as well. You can see now that it's black, it's nylon, it's a lot stronger. We still have the clear polycarbonate window for the feed neck sensor. But these materials are all updated, much stronger, much more reliable. I'll take getting that E-clip off. Off comes the wheel, and then we can release from the inside. Still don't need any screwdrivers or Allen keys to take the loader apart. You can see the encoder on the underside of the gear as well. And you see the new materials. You can now see the backbone. It doesn't have any of the holes, so none of the paint comes through inside of the loader. Keeps the inside of the loader a lot cleaner. The feed neck is one piece, a much stronger design. And then the new circuit board that has the sound sensor, sensors for the drive system, and is all automatic. So it's a lot simpler, a lot more reliable than the drive system that we had in the past. Now I'm going to reassemble everything. When you put the drive together, it's very important that the shoulder on the gear goes onto the shaft with the shoulder first, and then you put an E-clip above the gear. Make sure the encoder parts is facing the longer part of the shaft. That is going to simply drop into the bearing. Then you'll take your pulley gear and put it onto the pin. Take the belt, size 29 Buna O-ring. Should be nice and tight, and drop it onto the drive system. We then take this, put it through the backbone, drop it into place. We use those 3 tabs to connect the drive. Take a look from the side, make sure that everything's seated properly. Put the rip drive wheel onto the shaft. Put the E-clip on behind it. And just push that into place. Okay. And then the new drive system, very simple, it's just one part that goes onto the shaft. Then the E-clip for that. Snaps into place, like so. I always like to put the batteries on, make sure that I did everything properly. Plug it in, turn it on, and the drive system will just start running. Okay. You may find when you do that, that the gear on the bottom hits the buttons. Don't worry about that. When it goes in the body shell, everything will be perfect. Now we're going to take The outlet cover, an anti-jam. It's a new design. It's a little bit stiffer than the older version. It works a lot better with reballs, and it lasts a lot longer before it wears. We don't have any of the porting, so it keeps the internals cleaner. And we actually hold it on a little bit stronger with the tabs on each side, so it's less likely to come misaligned. That snaps down into place and locks into place nicely, solidly. The new floor, the redesigned floor, goes on. Make sure it fits down nice and flush and snug. There's nothing from the floor that can come into the drive system and cause any jamming issues. There's nothing on the floor of the drive that has to line up with the body shell either. So it makes it much easier to realign the body shells. We take the body shell with the ridge, and the ridge has to go inside the drive parts. So we put that on the side. It just snaps in. We don't have to worry about any alignments on the side, it's all automatic. Then we do the other side, making sure that the pins align on the back. It'll all automatically line up. And as long as that ridge is in the right place, it'll snap in. Everything looks good. Everything lines up on the back. Those pins help to make sure the back aligns properly. Spring into the body shell, the lid into the right hand side, pull back the little wire piece, line up the other side, and then it goes. Snap the lid shut. The new front, which has ribs for strength and to make sure everything locks together nicely, will just come on, snap onto the front of the loader. Snaps in, snaps in at the front. You can, if it doesn't snap immediately, just pull against the feed neck, make sure it snaps in nice and tightly, and then the back cover just snaps on the back. The loader is much smaller. It still holds 200 rounds. It's much smaller profile, less of a target, and it's lighter as well.